Hi there, I'm Chris Sanders, and unfortunately my father, Robert Sanders, recently died of a heart attack. He was 89 years old, so not really a shock, I guess, but he seemed healthy, no heart problems that we knew of. He will be greatly missed. Anyway, I wanted to make this video as a memento of him, cataloging his favorite things for future Sanders to know, so. I'd like to start off with this old radio because my father started using it late in his life, the last few days he was alive, actually. And I don't know where he got it from exactly, but there were a few evenings in a row where right after dinner, he would disappear downstairs into his den for a few minutes. So, definitely seemed to mean something to him. As a matter of fact, now is pretty much around the time that he would usually go down there and start listening.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Bizarre Evening Deaths. Tonight's story is a little longer than usual, but sometimes it takes time to get where you're going. Our subject was a man who liked routines. Same bus, same seat, same hour every morning. He believed routines kept things from happening. They don't. That night, nothing felt wrong. The bus stopped when it was supposed to. The doors opened. The street looked the way it always had. He stepped off thinking about dinner, deciding between leftovers and something warm. He never noticed the loose lace on his shoe, or the way it caught on the edge of the step, or how the man behind him was in a hurry, or how the driver had already taken his foot off the brake. Witnesses later said it happened very slowly, that the man didn't fall all at once. He tilted, corrected himself, and tilted again, as if his body hadn't quite agreed it was time yet. The bus lurched forward. His foot stayed where it was. The rest of him did not. People remember the sound more than the sight. A sound they couldn't place until it was already over. Dinner that evening was never decided. They cleaned the step before the next route. Anyway, that's tonight's story. Thank you so much for tuning into Bizarre Evening Deaths, and be sure to join us tomorrow for the next episode. Trust me, we have a real doozy for you. Have a great rest of your evening, and, as always, who knows who's next?
So the show's called Bizarre Evening Deaths. Every night it tells a short story about a strange, tragic death. I've been listening the past few nights, and it's kind of morbidly fun. Weirdly, I can't find anything about it online, and it only plays on my dad's old radio, no matter what station I tune it to. Anyway, if you're around when it's on, you could always pop in for a listen. Alright, man, talk to you later.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Bizarre Evening Deaths. Tonight's story is a quiet one, the kind that happens at home. The kind nobody hears.
Alright, you got my attention.
Our subject was hungry. Not starving, just hungry enough to rush a little. He sat exactly where he always did on his large gray cushioned chair. He didn't bother to chew as much as he should have. They never think it'll matter. Just one bite. He takes a sip of water. It doesn't help. He coughs again. Harder. The body notices before the mind does. A tightness. A refusal. He tried to breathe through it. People always do. But air is very particular. It won't share. He thought of calling 911. Then remembered, he left his phone charging in his bedroom. Witnesses later, there were none. The radio kept playing. Anyway, that's tonight's story. Thank you so much for tuning into Bizarre Evening Deaths, and be sure to join us tomorrow for the next episode. Trust me, we have a real doozy for you. Have a great rest of your evening, and, as always, Who knows who's next?